Alright, the first queen we're going to talk about on this episode is Atrice Royale from Miami, Florida. I tended to notice that at least on this season of RuPaul's Drag Race, they really didn't try to go for, geographic diversity. They tended to get all the queens from different areas of the country, mostly urban areas. Last year we had Stacey Lane Matthews, who was from Back Swamp, North Carolina, which is probably the smallest place that they've ever gone to, find a drag queen. But you can kind of tell that this year, most of the queens were not picked from audition tapes. I think they were probably casting calls, because a lot of the queens are either from Chicago, New York, Florida, or Puerto Rico. That's generally the only areas of the country where they come from. Just like one or two that came from different areas, but contacts are killing me again. Latrice is one of the bigger girls, and I wanted to start with her first because of the comments that people were making on Logo's website. People, in the drag world, people are cruel anyway. They're very judgmental, but the fans were really, really judgmental with this particular queen. They were downright cruel. Some of the comments were her voice is jarring, which she does have a very, very, very mannish voice, so I can see that. But a lot of them do. They're men. They should have men's voices. So I didn't think that was probably the nicest comment on this particular queen. She didn't get very high marks. You can actually thumbs up or thumbs down a queen on Logo's website, and Latrice got really low scores, so she's not a fan favorite by any stretch of the imagination. There were other comments like whoever did her makeup should be shot. A lot of people were making fun of her teeth. They said that she needed to have her grill worked on. She needed her gums worked on. And, that's a personal attack. You can criticize the way she dresses. You can criticize, to a certain extent you can criticize her looks. Her makeup, particularly. But I think it's kind of a low blow when the fans are talking about physical features that she can't do anything about. You can say she's big. She is a big girl. She owns that. But to make a personal attack on somebody for, their physical appearance, a lot of times it's something that's beyond their control. My opinion is she appears to have diabetes, so that causes a lot of health problems, and there's something that she has no control over. If she doesn't have the money to fix the problem, then it's not going to go away. But as far as the outfit, I think that is free game for people to make fun of. Judge, basically, because it's part of her persona. It's part of doing drag. And people were very cruel about her outfit on the cast bio. They said that her outfit looks like it cost her a bubblegum ball and a Diet Coke, was one of the comments. Meaning it's very cheap, and it wasn't that impressive of an outfit. Now, her personality she seems strong. I'm sure she's gone through the criticism. She's a drag veteran. I think she said she had like 19 years of experience, and she's a club promoter, basically in Miami and South Beach. So she knows beauty. She sees it around her all the time. She probably takes the criticism in stride. So I think that will help her. Out of all the queens, I think, of the bigger queens, I think she probably will get further than most of the others. But I don't think she will win. I think she'll be in the middle of the pack. But I really feel not sorry for her, but she's a sentimental favorite for me. The next queen that we're going to discuss is DiDa Ritz. She's from Chicago. The fans were not very fond of this queen either. There were comments like, looks like Jamie Foxx in a dress. I mean, I kind of could see that in the cast bio interview. I mean, she does resemble Jamie Foxx. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Jamie Foxx, when he dresses up in drag for some of his acting gigs, but he goes over the top. I think that was, back in the in Living Color days. He doesn't do that anymore. Thank God. But she describes herself as Carrie Bradshaw meets Beyonce. And she had to throw the Beyonce in there because that's one of the personalities that she tends to imitate a lot. There were a couple of the queens this year that actually mentioned Beyonce as their drag inspiration, and they're always doing Beyonce in their drag performances. So it should be very interesting. I'd like to see Beyonce be a guest judge on this season. See how she likes the queens imitating her. But DiDa didn't seem very, and I want to talk about the name again. I'm very critical of the names this season. I'm just not impressed with a lot of the names. We got Chad Michaels and Kenya Michaels, which we're going to discuss Kenya in a minute. How that name is a little bit weird for her her drag queen name. But we got Milan, Willem. There were some people that commented that they thought Willem was actually William for a long time until they actually went to Logo's website and did research and found out that it's Willem. Originally, I thought it was William too. But it's just, they're not very creative with their drag names. Fifi O'Hara, DiDa Ritz just sounds, to me, it sounds like diuretics. It's like suppository or something. I just don't like the name at all. And she doesn't seem very confident either. And for that reason, based on first impressions, I think she will be in the bottom 4. She'll be gone the first 4 weeks, is what I'm thinking right now. In the previous episodes, I put the princess there. LaShawn Beyond will be in the bottom 4. Jiggly Caliente, and I also think that DiDa Ritz will diuretics. I think diuretics will be there. She could go first week, second week. I don't think she will last long. I think she will be gone pretty quick. The next queen is Kenya Michaels. Now, when you first see Kenya Michaels, she's very pretty. She's got a bubbly personality. You can just tell that just from the first look. She doesn't even have to open her mouth, and you already know she's got a bubbly personality. I did like Kenya Michaels, like her cast bio interview. I really liked her. But again, going back to names, you would not guess that she's from Puerto Rico. You just wouldn't expect that based on the name Kenya Michaels. you just wouldn't expect it. There's no ethnic Hispanic quality to that name. I mean, it's has no no indication at all that she's from Puerto Rico, but you can definitely tell it when she starts speaking. You would think she was Jara Sofia. I mean, their accent is very similar. I mean, their personality is very similar because they're both very bubbly, very happy people. Now, Jara Sofia, I saw a lot in her drag, that she tended to do a lot of the exotic, the not quite gothic, but the shock drag. She is very exotic in her drag performance, kind of like Nina Flowers. But Kenya Michaels says that her particular drag style is hip-hop. She's a dancer, so she's into hip-hop. So that's kind of her drag style. I did like her. I think she probably will be in the middle of the pack. She won't be in the top 4. If you remember from previous videos, the top 4 that I think will end up, one of them will end up winning, was Sharon Needles, Alyssa Summers, Chad Michaels, and Willow. I think Kenya Michaels will probably be in the middle of the pack. She'll be near the top. I mean, she'll be 5th or 6th. I would even like to see her win, just based on the few videos that I've seen, pictures and everything. I did like her drag style. I liked her interview. She's very bubbly, very, very fun. So I'm hoping that she goes quite far in the competition.